Hello there, and thank you so much for your willingness to help us with our Dining Out for Life event. We are so excited to get to do this again. This is our 10th year, 2019, and it is our largest annual fundraiser. So your willingness to help us with this at Avon, Kentucky, we just can't tell you enough how much it means to us. Thank you so much. I'm not going to waste your time. We're going to go right through these slides pretty quickly so you will know what to do as the best and be the best ambassador that you can be for Avon, Kentucky at the restaurant that we assign you. So it is our 10th year doing this event, and we couldn't be more delighted. We've got 56 wonderful restaurants that are participating this year. So your agenda today is going to be, we're going to talk all about Avon, Kentucky, and then we're going to talk about Dining Out for Life. Then we're going to give you all of the specifics about being the best ambassador. And then, if you have any questions, obviously this is not live, so you can email me at anthonys@avolky.org. You can email me with any questions that you may have. All right, let's go right into the training. So, who is Avon? Well, our mission at Avon, Kentucky, we are working to end HIV in the Commonwealth. We now have the tools and we can do that. Every person has the right to a healthy and fulfilling life. HIV is 100% preventable. And with the right information, support, and resources, it is possible for all of us to make informed choices for a healthy and fulfilling life. Now, people are going to ask you what the money is being raised for, and you want to be ready to share this mission statement with them. And again, during this training, at any time, if you'd like to pause this and review a slide for a little bit longer, maybe even take notes, you can certainly do that. We want you to have all of the tools necessary to be a wonderful ambassador. HIV in Kentucky. There are a lot of stats on this, and I would invite you to take a couple minutes and really look at this. But the one that stands out the most is the second one. The CDC reports that 8 of the 10 most vulnerable counties for an HIV outbreak are in Kentucky, largely due to the hepatitis C epidemic. So think about that. In the entire United States, 8 out of 10 of the most vulnerable counties are right here in Kentucky, many of which are eastern Kentucky. Think about that. Avon has more significance now than ever. There are some really interesting stats also on this slide. I would invite you to pause and take a look at those. However, there is an end in sight. Never before since we began our work in 1987 have the tools available to us been so effective. We know this, and we now have PrEP. We know that U equals U, and if you don't know what that means, it's undetectable equals untransmittable. If your viral load is really low and undetectable, then you cannot transfer the virus to someone else. That's exciting news, and the CDC came out with that in 2016. So, all right, that's a little bit about Avon, Kentucky. For more comprehensive stuff about Avon, come and see us sometime. Schedule a time, and we would love to tell you what we do, who we are, and more about our mission. And if you want to volunteer for other things other than Dining Out for Life, we would invite you to do so. Now we're going to talk about Dining Out for Life specifically. This is an international annual fundraising event that started in 1991, and currently there are over 60 AIDS services organizations who participate across the United States and Canada. $4 million is raised annually, and all the proceeds stay local. And we are proud to announce that in our 9th year, last year, Avon, Kentucky was in the top 10 for the very first time. In 2018, we were number 9 in our 9th year. This year, we're going to try to go for number 5, you all, and that counts. We are counting on you to get us there. The local impact. In 2018, Dining Out for Life had 59 participating restaurants. Now, 63 is marked out there on your slide if you see that. Wonder why that is? Well, because 4 restaurants did not pay us. And that's why it's important to be a great ambassador. 4 of the restaurants did not pay us, and we were sad about that. However, we did not consider it a loss, because with wonderful ambassadors like you who are inviting the diners to make donations, we still feel that it was worth our effort to be in those restaurants. But it was sad to us that 4 of the participating restaurants from last year never got us that check. So anyway, we want it to be a positive experience for the restaurants, the diners, and our ambassadors. So try to show some love when you're there. Last year we used over 125 volunteers, and we raised actually just over $111,000, and that's what put us in the top 10. And that is our list. You can also see that on our website, dineoutlex.com. But we have 56 restaurants this year, so we're really, really excited about that. And these are our sponsors. We have some amazing sponsors that make this event possible for us. So when you frequent these different establishments, please thank them for dining out for life. We are also going to have a very strong media presence in Lexington and surrounding areas, so check that out, and don't forget to comment and point it out when you're in a room full of people and you see our commercial come on, and that just gets them all fired up and excited about dining out for life as well. So check us out all over the TV and web and all the good stuff. All right, about AVOL, about dining out for life, now you're going to learn how to be an ambassador. Pay attention. This is the good stuff. All right, Hunty. Success starts with a plan. Yes, it does. Pre-event. So set a goal for yourself. Think about the restaurant where you're going to be, and then tell yourself, can I raise $500? Who am I inviting to come and participate at the restaurant where I'm going to be an ambassador? Can they afford to give me $20? Can they afford to give me $200? So set a goal for yourself. If it's a coffee shop or a smaller place, it might not be as high of a goal, but that kind of still depends on your friends. Encourage them to bring their checkbook. Ask them to come and be where you are. You're not going to rely on just the people that show up. We are actually counting on our ambassadors to make it like a dinner party or a breakfast party or a lunch gathering. Invite your friends. That's how this is going to be the most successful event, is if you get your friends that you already know to come and participate and get excited with you. So set yourself a goal. And you can, before the event, you can make a donation to yourself. And by making a small donation, even as little as $25, it shows potential donors that you're making a commitment to support AVOL Kentucky. This also makes potential donors more likely to support you. So don't be afraid to give $20, $50, $100, whatever you can afford. That would be most appreciated. And set a goal to raise $10 per day for the 7 days leading up to the event. Ask a few people every day to be your $10 donor of the day, and tell them it's as simple as giving up a drink during a night out. You know, that's about what a martini is. So tell them, sacrifice one martini and be my $10 donor of the day. You can get $70 before you even start. And then think of 12 people. I call them your dirty dozen. Think of 12 people that are close to you. Now tell them why you're participating, why you're passionate about being part of Dining Out for Life, and then ask them to support you by donating $25 to help you support your goal. Right there, if you can get 12 of your closest friends to give you $25, you've already made $300. So think about that. If you do the $10 per day for 7 days, and if you do the $300 from your dirty dozen, you've already raised $370 before you even walk into the restaurant. So your success depends on you. So let us know how we can help you. Now, before Dining Out for Life, you want to do these things, and these are all very important. You want to familiarize yourself with your restaurant. Try to go in and introduce yourself in person in advance to the event, a week or a few days before. And if possible, meet the restaurant manager and thank them that they're participating. This needs to be a good experience for them because we want them to participate again next year. And then check that the restaurant has posters hanging up about the event and the check stuffers that we provide to all of the servers so that they can make the diners that come there the week prior to the event, we can make them all aware that restaurant is participating. So make sure they have their posters and check stuffers, and if not, let us know as soon as possible and we'll get them over to them. And then just absolutely blast social media, all of your media sites, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever social media site that you frequent, blast it at least a week before and let your people know where you're going to be and what shift that you're participating in. I'm going to be at Alfalfa's for lunch. No, actually, that's going to be Mayor Gorton, we believe. So we're excited about that. But just let people know so that they can come and help you with your goal. And then invite people to your restaurant that you know will donate to help you reach your goal. All right? And just call people. It's kind of like having your own dinner party, but you don't have to cook. and you don't have to pay for the food. They have to pay for their own, and while they're there, remind them to get out their checkbook and make a little donation. Now, if they forgot their checkbook, that's okay. Everybody carries their credit card, and on our donation envelopes, there's a place where you can put credit card information. Make sure you get all of the information and the name as it appears on the card, and we can run those the day after. So we make it so easy to make donations. So please let people know. Tell everybody. Tell your neighbors, your friends, your family, your coworkers. We don't care who you tell, as long as they're going to come and participate and be enthusiastic and excited and make a donation. Then the day of the event, you want to arrive to your restaurant at least 30 minutes prior to your shift, because you want to get yourself set up and kind of position yourself in the room where you will be most visible but out of the way of the wait staff. And we want you to stay for the entire shift. You can't leave early. We really need you to do this for us. This is one time a year that we ask for help. So if you can't commit, we understand that. Sometimes people can't, but we really need you to be there for the entire shift and beyond. If that dinner shift ends at the restaurant where you're participating at 9 o'clock, but there's still 35 people in the room, you want to make sure you hit all of those 35 and then hang around a little while after you've given them the donation envelopes, because they might not give it back to you until they are finished with their meal and ready to leave. So we don't want you to leave early if the restaurant's still full of people. So try to, stick it out and stay the entire time, okay, and beyond. And this is very important. As soon as you arrive to the restaurant, you want to make sure that you text Tammy at the number that you see on your screen, 859-338-1322. And you want to save that in your phone and put Tammy at AVOL, T-A-M-I. The reason you want to text her and let you know that you have arrived and you want to identify yourself, this is Bob and I'm at so-and-so restaurant. She's going to check you off of a spreadsheet that she has at Home Central, Dining Out for Life Central. If you don't call her and let her know that you're there, she is going to go into a panic and she's going to call me or other staff and say, hey, such and such ambassador did not show up at such and such location. And then we're going to scramble to get somebody there. When our new ambassador that we've recruited walks in and sees you there, it's going to be a lot of wasted effort and time. And we really, really are counting on you to make sure that you are able to text when you get there. So text Tammy, let her know where you are and that you and who you are and that you've arrived. And then talk to the staff. Talk to the waiters, the waitresses, talk to the owner, talk to anybody, the cooks, anybody that you can meet that's at the restaurant, and thank them for participating. They're going to be busy today, so you really want to warm their hearts a little bit, because they're going to be a little, possibly even annoyed if they're not really bought into the event and it's just a job to them. They might even be a little aggravated, but hopefully you will make it such a fun experience that they'll enjoy themselves and not be aggravated. So meet them and give them one of the participating, the little buttons that says I participated, that you'll be giving out to the diners. And, they usually like that. It gets them involved. And then remember, you represent AVOL Kentucky, so dress appropriately for your location. If it's a high-end restaurant, dress the part. If it's a coffee house, be more casual. You know what to do. Now, approaching the diners. This is the important part. Start with the tables of the people that you know. This will give you the confidence to approach the tables of the people that you don't know. So go up to your friends first. Tell them what you're doing. Tell them why you're there. If you invited them, they probably already know. So go up, show some love, and make sure everybody at the table has one of the donation envelopes. And let them know that you'll be back around later to collect those. And then greet the diners. The best time to do that is after they've ordered their food and given the menu back to the waiter or waitress, but before their food has been delivered. So really pay attention to what's going on in the room. Once they have placed their order, they're just sitting around talking and waiting for the food. That's the best time to approach each table. And introduce yourself. Hello, my name is Safrida. I'm Safrida. Enjoy myself. Okay, I thought that was funny. And I'm a volunteer for AVOL Kentucky. Today's Dining Out for Life, and by being here, you have already donated 25% of the cost of your meal to AVOL Kentucky. So I would like to say thank you and give you one of these buttons to wear proudly and take a selfie for Facebook or other social media sites. That line is very important. I don't want to go too quickly over top of that. By thanking them, it already makes your approach really comfortable and it endears them to you. So thanking them for being there, just by being there, they've already donated 25%. So by thanking them at the very beginning, it makes them feel good that they've already done something, especially if it's someone at the restaurant that doesn't even know what AVOL Kentucky or what Dining Out for Life is all about. So if you thank them for being there, and it kind of takes the fire out of it. They don't look at you so funny like, why is this stranger approaching my table? And then you let them know that you're giving them a donation/raffle envelope, and they can put any additional donation, any amount of cash, check, or they can fill out the credit card information, and then make sure you collect that before they leave. And by putting their information, their personal information in there, they will be entered to win some fabulous prizes. So, and then once you collected those envelopes, those donation envelopes, it's really important that you keep those secure with you during your shift. And then ask yourself, all throughout the evening or the day or whatever time that whatever shift you're participating, ask yourself, what is the goal I set for myself? How close am I? Kind of keep an eye out of what people are stuffing in the envelopes. Now, if they seal the envelope, you leave it shut, but just kind of count through the envelopes and think to yourself, wonder what's in there. Wonder if I'm getting close to my goal. Wonder if I've reached my goal. It would be wonderful if every ambassador set a goal of at least $1,000. That would be amazing. But you do what you think you can do, because every dollar counts, and we appreciate you. All right. Now, ambassador etiquette. We want you to dine too, but only if you have time. If the restaurant's full the whole time you're there, you're just going to have to get something to go to eat, okay? We really need you to make it like a party, and you're the host of the party, so make it fun for the restaurant and fun for the diners. And then we ask you to stay off the cell phone. If you're so busy with personal texts and calls on your cell phone, then people feel like they're interrupting you to give you the envelope or ask you any questions about Dining Out for Life that they may have. So the only time you need to really use your cell phone is to take some pics of your restaurant, whether it's packed, and kind of put it on social media to brag, hey, look, all these people are here at my restaurant, and I'm the best ambassador ever. Or if your restaurant is empty, or it's in shifts and there's empty, some times that are less busy than others, take a picture of that empty restaurant and say, hey, look, everybody, it's Dining Out for Life, the most sought after, the busiest fundraiser involving food for the LGBTQ community in Kentucky. And because it's so busy, people sometimes have to stand in line, or the wait time can be really long. So if you've got available tables, post those on your social media, Facebook and all of those sites, and let people know you don't have to wait here. We're ready for you. And then we mentioned this before, but dress appropriately for your restaurant, and make sure you're positioned in a place that it doesn't interrupt the host or the wait staff. And then we ask you not to drink. A drunk ambassador is no fun for the restaurant. You're not going to do your best job, and you're not really going to be buying into the AVOL mission. We want to be alert and make sure that everyone is having a good time. And yes, we want it to be a party. So if you have a cocktail, limit yourself to one, and just make sure you don't overdo it, okay? Thank you. And then if you commit to doing this and being an ambassador, for goodness sake, show up. We have had people, and I understand that things happen sometimes, but we've had people that have not shown up, and then they don't even tell us that they're not going, and that's when we scramble, because we've signed papers, a contract with the restaurant, an agreement with the restaurant, that we are going to send ambassadors to every restaurant for every shift. If you don't show up and you told us you were going to, we are actually breaching that agreement with them, and that's going to make them less likely to participate the next year. So we're really counting on you. If you commit to doing this, please show up. And if something does happen, let us know as soon as possible so that we can make sure that we can cover it another way. All right. And then, as I said, be enthusiastic. Have a good time. This is supposed to be a night out. So have yourself a good time, but remember and focus on why you're there, and help us to raise the money to take care of the people in our our community and 72 counties in Kentucky that we currently serve, okay? And then before you leave the restaurant, make sure that you thank the manager and the wait staff and the cooks, anybody that was really working and showing to be kind of involved and part of our mission. Thank them and tell them what a great time you've had, okay? If they feel good about it, when you leave, if they feel good about the job they've done, again, they're going to be more likely to be involved again next year. So we ask you to do that. All right. Now, these are the prizes that we're going to be giving away. The first prize is going to be a 55-inch TV. The second prize is going to be a portable Bluetooth speaker. And the third prize is going to be a $100 Visa gift card. We were looking at Bluetooth speakers the other day, and there are some really nice ones out there. So it's going to be probably around... not as expensive as the TV that we've got selected, but it's going to be a very, very good prize. I wouldn't mind winning it. So encourage people to fill out those donation envelopes. Now, what if a diner is annoyed by your approach? Trust your instincts and simply say, thank you for dining out for life today, and then leave them alone. If they don't know what dining out for life or AVOL is, and they act like they don't care, and they're just really put out by the fact that you're taking their time at their table, go away. They are out for a good dining experience. We don't want it to make a bad experience, or want to make it a bad experience for the diners and then them complain to the restaurant. So, and we don't want to run them off either. If they stay and they eat, whether they buy into our mission or not, they're still making a donation of 25%. So if they're annoyed by your presence at their table, walk away and thank them for being there, and then just walk away. And it's really important to continue throughout your shift to circulate through the restaurant, because if a diner has to look for you to give the donation envelope, that's not a good thing. We want them to know where you are so that when they're ready to leave, they don't have to wait for you to give you the envelope with their donation in it. Okay? All right. Now, obviously, we are not doing this in person. So if you were here, these were the tools that you need to be a good ambassador. You're going to have an apron with the AVOL logo on it. They are going to look for that apron. That has become kind of the hallmark of the AVOL Dining Out for Life event. So we want to make sure every ambassador, and if you're partnering with someone and someone is doing this with you, and you need more than one apron, you need to let us know that. But we are going to get you an apron. You need to have donation envelopes. That's really important, obviously. The AVOL brochure and our HIV in Kentucky cheat sheet. We want you to be able to answer any questions that they have. If they get too deep in questions, you can just tell them to get on the website or call Anthony at AVOL, and we are happy to get them to the right people or give them the answers that they're looking for. You want to have a printed prize list. We will give you a large manila envelope to put all of your smaller donation envelopes into at the end of the shift. You want to have pens available, because if they want to put their name and information on there, they shouldn't have to scramble for a pen. You will have them in the pockets of your apron. And then rubber bands to put around the envelopes, both the ones with the donations and the ones that don't have the donations. You don't want to be the klutz that I can be sometimes and just drop them and they scatter all over the floor. So put an envelope around those. We're going to give you a name tag with the Dining Out for Life logo on it, and you'll just put your name underneath that. And then this year, instead of stickers, the I Dined Out stickers, we're going to give you actual buttons that we've had made that have our new logo, the A from AVOL on there, and then it says I Dined, and then underneath it says End HIV. So we are going to give those buttons to everyone that goes and dines, because we want them to keep that and keep us on their minds, and they might want to donate or volunteer at some other time in the year. And then we throw some mints in your bag of tools, because nothing is worse than approaching someone who wants to make a donation and they think, that ambassador must have eaten a lot of onions in his meal or her meal. So try to check your breath. You don't want to offend anyone, so have a mint. And if you question it, then that means go ahead and have one just in case. And then, of course, you need to know what restaurant you're assigned to and the address and the schedule for that shift. Some people have lunch that goes a little bit later. Some people's lunch ends at a regular time. So you want to make sure that you are there for the time that is going to be most effective. And if you need more supplies, more buttons, more donation envelopes, you can text the same number or call, and that's Tammy. You would have already saved it in your phone. Did you do that when I mentioned it before? You should have. That's okay. Do it now if you haven't. 859-338-1322. She is Dining Out for Life Central, and she will have extra supplies and a couple runners. So hopefully, if you know that you've invited a lot of people, look in the bag of tools, and if you see or you think that you're going to give out more envelopes and buttons than we've given you, think it through. Let us know ahead of time so we can make sure before the event that we give you extra. But if you don't need them, then no need to call, but obviously. But if you do need them, we will have a couple people that will be trying to make sure everyone has what they need. And then after your shift, this is very important. Return your apron, your donations, and all of the unused materials to the home base immediately after your shift. And the home base is AVOL at 365 Waller Avenue, Suite 100. So make sure that you do that and get those materials and the donations and your apron returned. She is going to be using that same checklist that she used when you texted her to let her know that you had arrived. So after your shift, you want to make sure that you put it all in that manila envelope, put a rubber band around it, take one of those pins that we supply and put the name of the restaurant and what shift and your name on the manila envelope. And then when you take it in, they will know exactly what that's from and what donations were made and how much. They're going to be tabulating it all, how much was collected at that restaurant on that shift. So, and who knows, we might have a little volunteer appreciation banquet and recognize you if you were the one that made the most money for AVOL during Dining Out for Life. So make sure as soon as your shift ends and you leave the restaurant, go directly to AVOL and turn in your donations. All right, so this would typically be the part where you could ask me any questions that you wanted to. Obviously, this is not live, but if you want to, you can email any questions to me at anthonys@avolky.org. And my cell number is 321-8747, and of course that's area code 859-321-8747. If you know the day of that you're not going to be able to ambassador, if something has come up, if there's a sickness in the family that's really, more than just a sniffle, then by all means let me know so that we can do what we need to do on this end. This should be a fun event. We want it to make it positive for both you and the restaurant and the diners. It's one time a year we ask for a lot of help. Like I said, last year we had 125 volunteers, and we would love to brag on you next year and say you were the best. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let us know and rock it out. Invite all of the people that you know to be there. Do all of the little tasks to leading up to the event a week before and see just how much you can raise for us at AVOL, Kentucky. Okay? It's making a real difference in the lives of the people that we help. So thank you so much and have fun. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye.